Afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call the Executive Committee to order. Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Samuelson.
Here.
Mr. Steingart.
Here.
Mrs. Labuda.
Here.
Ms. Vetter. Mr. Ruiz.
Here.
Mrs. Geiger. Mrs. Edwards. Mr. Benson.
Here.
Mr. Sorensen.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Sam, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll check with Josh
Geiger in.
if he's ready. We have no presentations today. We do have a discussion item that is not listed. It just came up about 10 minutes ago that requires the board's agreement on for a road striping issue in the county. So I'm going to ask Ed to explain what's going on, if he would, and
All
we'll
right,
go from there.
I'll give you the quick nutshell background. This past week, our engine blew in our striper. We were trying to finish up striping. We knew it wasn't running perfect. We thought we'd get through the rest of this season with it. Head gasket just blew. Time we get it fixed, we're gonna be kind of through this season. We're looking at motors now, but I don't think that we'll necessarily get this up and running again prior to the season. We have agreed to paint stripes in a number of towns yet. Throughout the year, we stripe different towns and we get reimbursed by them. We're currently gonna pave tomorrow in the town of Highland. One of the roads is off of one of the roads that our road that we're striping is one of the town roads we were going to stripe. We wanna see if we can work with the town and actually have the contractor go in who's doing our contract paving. They have a deal, they have a striper that's running behind the contract paving this year. If they can't do that town, and we're gonna do a Rockland next week and do a few more of the roads up there, if that makes sense to everybody or not.
That's fine.
Yep.
What from our perspective, it's not dissimilar than, if you remember, the Village of Woodridge asked to allow a paving project to go into the village and they reimbursed us, required an IMA. I can do that, an IMA in one case. We're talking only a half a mile in the town of Highland, as I understand it, a little over half a mile, and I don't know the distance in the town of Rockland. We can do that simply because we're lucky in that we have a contractor, Sullivan Paving, that's on site and is there with their equipment. My concern is if it doesn't get done before the end of the season, we made an understanding with both those two towns that we do the striping, and there's a way and a mechanism which we've utilized for the benefit of the Village of Woodridge. We can do that here. What I need is twofold. One is permission to enter into an IMA with the town of Highland and the town of Rockland. The specifics and the amount, I don't think Ed really has for you. This just came up literally within the last hour. And also that I don't know that we really need an approval for a change order because the overall contract is millions of dollars. So it's a $6 million contract. The additional striping is a nominal amount of money, but just so you're aware, we're gonna be paying the vendor a little bit more money. So there will be a change order that goes through too.
Well, as long as we're getting reimbursed.
And we will
And
bill
we
the
will
town.
not do any of this if the towns specifically do not ask us to do this, and will reimburse us dollar for dollar whatever we get charged by the contractor. That's exactly the understanding we have with the Village of Woodridge. That's what I'd insist on with the town of Highland and the town of Rockland. And that's what I would ask, a resolution. I don't have it for you right now, but I will hope to have the written one for you at the full board. But I would ask that this
I do
board
today.
approve same at this point, and then I'll work with Ed and we'll get a resolution in writing for the full board.
What time would you have that to me by?
As soon as possible.
Okay, I have to copy the addendum yet, which is.
Okay, does any, go ahead. Okay, Kathy, do you have something or
I
no?
just wanna say that, I don't wanna sound like a broken record, but this is just typical of you keep putting Band-Aids on your equipment, and then something like this happens, and now we have to go and, rearrange everything and have our contractor do our paving, so just keep that in
Well, it's
mind when we.
striping, but-
Striping, but keep that in mind when we look for equipment next year in the
I'm in
budget.
favor of the approach that Tom had.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, is everybody
There
in
is-
favor of that?
I might change my mind after he's done.
No,
Is that a
no.
motion in a second,
There
so
is-
it can go on
Well,
the
it's not,
addendum?
it's not a.
And I have to deal
Oh.
with,
Yeah.
the Village of
Yeah.
Monticello had also asked, we're not doing any paving in that area at all, so I doubt that they as easily throw into the village of Monticello. I have to talk to Jim Steinberg and let him know that.
He's got enough guys, give him a paintbrush, he'll go. Is there
Just
striping
as
that's needed?
people understand.
In the village?
That
They-
you contracted for?
The village had asked us to do, I think, around 20 miles, I don't know the exact number. I don't have a contract, these work out well, timing-wise, as well as you can, I mean, we
Well, if you have
have
an
to still be
obligation to
striping.
them,
those.
The vendor happens to be in the town of Highland tomorrow morning and in Rockland in a
Next
time
week.
frame where they can still do the striping before the season closes.
Well, let's move forward on that.
That vendor
Let's
won't,
sort
is not
something
gonna,
else
what
out.
I had tried to tell you, we unfortunately don't have that same situation for the village of Monticello. If we can get, I think Kathy Jones is prepared to do an emergency order once she knows whether we need a whole engine or a part or whatever, and perhaps, and fix the striper, but we have our own county roads to stripe as well.
Okay,
So
Yeah.
we can't make any promises as
Right.
towards the village. at
Alan,
this
you're
time.
squinting, what's
Just in
up?
case they hear.
Well,
The sun hit him.
I want the village of Monticello to be taken care of in this effort. As said
To
my
the
colleague,
extent that we
Iris
can.
Stein-
On your
side or my side?
What's that, boss?
Stripes on the left or the right?
Are you
Yes, I
willing-
agree.
Al, are you willing
Okay.
to vote to buy a new piece of equipment to do that?
But at
or-
this point, what we're talking about is because
Just-
we have the contractor in the town of Highland and the town of
Right.
Rockland, that we're dealing with this immediately.
You have a motion and a
So,
second?
can we get a motion on
I
that?
did.
Jean, seconded by
Second, so
Kathy.
all in favor?
No, I agree.
And we'll have a resolution for the full
7-0.
board. Okay, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay.
Don't call
We'll
Jim.
work on
Josh,
this
would you-
resolution.
I'm leaving.
Okay,
I heard from Annie.
I got things to do later.
Okay, so we're gonna go right to resolutions at this point. So we have number one, change legislative employee position from temporary to regular and waive residency requirements. For motion, Gene, second, Jonathan.
I want a full dissertation from Annie now on this, why.
What's going on here?
What's
Okay, he
happening.
wants a full dissertation from the
Check your
clerk.
email.
Too late, I call the question.
I wanna hear you do it in person, I wanna hear that.
Does anybody have any legitimate question or discussion on this item? All in favor? Opposed?
7-0.
Okay. Number two, confirm appointment of Lauren Green to Sullivan County Board of Ethics.
Move it. Good luck.
Second.
Yeah.
Second.
Jean.
Jean, okay. Any discussion?
Nope.
Quick vote before he leaves. All in favor?
That wouldn't be ethical.
Okay, any
7-0.
opposed? Okay, 7-0.
7-0.
Number three, appoint Michelle Lepari to Sullivan County Agricultural Farmland Protection Board. Motion, Jean, second. Second, Kathy. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Number four, authorized contract with Westchester County Medical Center for DSRIP needs assessment activities. Motion,
I'll move it.
Kathy, second, Alan. Any discussion?
Is that why Nancy, you here for this
Nancy,
one?
do you wanna
Could you
explain
just
that?
explain? Yes.
And sorry for putting it on the agenda at the last minute. I got this Monday afternoon, very late. Basically, it allows us to bill them for $10,000 for technical advice we will be providing to them for a community needs assessment as part of a regional. All the 7 county health departments are doing this as part of an agreement for Medicaid redesign.
It's state money, right? It's not,
Yes.
yeah.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
7-0.
Great, thank you. Number five, urge New York State Department of Civil Service to grandfather current solid waste operators from
Move it.
test taking. Motion, Jean, second, Kathy. Discussion? All in favor?
7-0.
Opposed? Okay. Number six, authorized contract with Independent Living Incorporated for community support services. Motion, Jonathan, second. Okay, Ira. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
7-0.
Number seven, authorize Sullivan County Visitors Association, Inc. to apply for I Love New York 2015 funds. Motion, Jonathan, second, Alan. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay.
7-0.
Number eight, authorized contract with Claire Schneider, MSRD CDN, for provision of registered Dietitian services, motion
Move it.
Jean, second Kathy. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay,
Seven
thank you.
zip.
Number 9, authorized contract with International Contractors Corporation for re-roofing services.
Move it.
Kathy, second. Alan? Discussion? All in favor? Okay.
Seven zip.
Opposed? All right. Number
Glad it's a
10.
local contractor.
You're what? You're,
I'm glad it's a local
okay,
contractor.
yeah, of course. Amend Resolution 260-14, authorizing redundant connectivity between E911 Center and New York State Police Barracks to support the new E911 phone system. Kathy, second. Jean, discussion?
Alex, wanna say anything about?
Just, we had tried to only purchase one network connection and utilize an existing one we had. Due to the configuration, that was not possible, so we do need to get a second network connection from Time Warner. It is all grant funded for 5 years, so. cost.
Okay. Any questions of Alex or any discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Seven zip.
Okay, thank you.
Public comment.
Okay, thank you, Amy.
She wants lunch later.
No.
This time we'll entertain public comment.
She had lunch 3 hours ago.
Yep.
Anybody, public comment? Okay. Sandy?
Was there supposed to be an executive?
Yeah, the probation contract negotiation.
Oh. Okay, but we didn't, we were.
We have to do public comment first.
You were doing public comment,
That was
yeah.
my public comment.
Public reminder.
Okay. All right, if there is no more public comment, then I'd like entertain a motion to go into executive session, Jonathan, and that is, and Ira, and that is to discuss collective bargaining, E? Collective negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law.
Collective bargaining.
Yes, okay, all in favor? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sandy.